Hello, hello, hello. Hold on. Welcome to Testimony Tuesday. And take this off. Hope everybody's having a great boy. I got that other device on. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. Welcome in, welcome in. We hadn't did a Testimony Tuesday in a while. So I wanted to come on and see if anybody want to come on the panel. And I also want to advertise my Christmas merch that I have available. Hold on. I'm on this other device, y'all. Take this off right here. I hope everybody have had a I'm still here. Hello. It's that time of year again to start your Christmas shopping. At Georgia Girl Airline Boutique, we have custom stocking, bags, mugs, different type of merch that you want. If you want something custom made with your logo or brand, you can email me at amymore6969@gmail.com. The holidays are coming, guys. If you need a family group of shirts, let me know. I'll print them out for you. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Hello. It's that time of year again to start your Christmas shopping. At Georgia Girl Airline Boutique, we have custom stocking, bags, mugs, different type of merch that you want. If you want something custom made with your logo or brand, you can email me at amymore6969@gmail.com. The holidays are coming, guys. If you need a family group of shirts, let me know. I'll print them out for you. Tis the season to be jolly. Hello, it's that time of year again to start your Christmas shopping. At Georgia Girl Airborne Boutique, we have custom stacking, bags, mugs, different type of merch that you want. If you want something custom made with your logo or brand, you can email me at amymore6969@gmail.com. The holidays are coming, guys. If you need a family group of shirts, let me know. I'll print them out for you. Tis the season to be jolly. Hello, it's that time of year again to start your Christmas shopping. At Georgia Girl Airborne Boutique, we have custom stacking, bags, mugs, different type of merch that you want. If you want something custom made with your logo or brand, you can email me at amymore6969@gmail.com. The holidays are coming, guys. If you need a family group of shirts, let me know. I'll print them out for you. Tis the season to be jolly. I'm just talking and it ain't even on. Hey, happy Tuesday. Welcome back to my channel, Georgia Girl Everyone Wellness and more. And I'm your host, Georgia Girl. Today is Testimony Tuesday, where you share a testimony and you won't be judged. A testimony is what God has done for you and you don't mind sharing. If God woke you up this morning, that is your testimony. And if you've been following me these past couple of years, I have people on the panel come up and share their testimony. They come up and share about things they're overcoming and things that they're still struggling with, but you don't be judged. I've had several people come on here that have been addicted to drugs. I've had people come on that have had AIDS and been on here talking about them being suicidal. I mean, I have opened up my doors to different people that I never judged them because we all are children of God. But I'm gonna share my testimony also. But if anybody in the chat want to put in the chat what are you thankful for? Don't you know God has kept us from January 2025 all the way up until November 2025. We got one more month in this year. And we should give God all the praises. We should give him all the praise because he do deserve it. He deserves all the praises. Because somebody did not wake up this morning. Somebody did not wake up this morning. Somebody did not live to see this day. So we do have a lot to be thankful for. If you're coming in the chat, I do welcome you. I want to shout out my members. Thank y'all for continuing your membership. Thanks for the gifted members also. I appreciate each one of y'all. I tried to acknowledge everyone for the last couple of days. I've been sharing the members and gifted members content as I see it. I want you to know that I do acknowledge y'all in every way possible. So as you see Nightbox has got the lineup. I got the lineup of the members. I didn't have the gifted members because you're a gifted member. Once you become a permanent member, your link will be dropped throughout every live stream like the permanent members. But shout out to my Georgia troopers. Shout out to all the members and supporters and moderators that do hang around over here. I thank y'all so much. Like I said, the holidays are coming up. I do have a book spread shop. I put my own designs on their merch, and whatever I sell, I get, a little percentage of it. My business has been slow, like with everything. Things have been rough for everybody, but sometimes on the holidays, my business pick up just a little bit. I have people to get maybe a shirt or custom stockings. I think I'm gonna make my babies some new stockings this year. Now I'm gonna put their picture on their stocking. I don't know if y'all saw the video where you can get your custom made Christmas stocking and you can have your photo or logo or brand on it. So that's something different I'm doing this year. My aprons are very popular. So if anybody want an apron, you can put your logo on it. You can put your picture on it. Like I said, I done had this shirt business for the past 2 or 3 years. I have those up and down sales. That's just like any shirt business or business. Sometimes you do okay and sometimes you don't. But if anybody would like to have anything made, custom made, their brand, you can email me at amymore6969@gmail.com. This is my email, and you can send your design there and I can get it print out on your merch. But like I said, today is Testimony Tuesday, and I acknowledge God every day. Not just on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I acknowledge him every single day that he breathed life into my body. And that's what we should do. Because a lot of people wake up, can't breathe, be out of breath, hard to get out of bed and things like that. But I just want my title say today, it said Testimony Thankful Tuesday. Might not be where I need to be. Thankful I'm not where I used to be. And that can go for different types of things. It can be your health. It can be your financial situation, your relationship. You could be your relationship with God, your relationship with your significant other, anything that you have came from being so down, you have came up some, but you're still not quite there yet. Like you're still a work in progress. So that's what we're talking about today. If anybody want to share, if you want to come in and chat and put in the chat about what you're thankful for, and are you thankful that you're not the way you used to be? It can be, like I said, it can be your health, it can be a financial thing, it can be your relationship or your relationship with God. You know, we all want to, I'm just going to speak for me. I want to be closer to God more than ever. Every day that he breathed life to me, I know he's worthy to be praised. God is so worthy to be praised. And I don't mind giving him all the glory because I know he's the reason I'm where I'm at today. So I'm going to get into my testimony. Maybe some more people come up, but if not, Georgia do what she do. Gonna still keep it going. That's about 2 or 3 months ago, things had started to get a little rough for me concerning my health. And if you've been following me, you know I always have put my health, I always have taken it very seriously. I have slacked off and I have lagged on things that I know I should be doing better at. But when reality sinks in and you have to get that mental strength, you have to get that strength for you could be able to get stronger at what you need to do. Because some of the things I went through for the last few months, it was a mental thing also. It was things that was dealing with my physical health. And the doctor had told me 2 or 3 months ago that I was down in my feet. I've been down in my back. This is my testimony from 3 months ago. I've been dealing with joint issues for the past 8 years after I was diagnosed with cancer. But I thank God that I'm here. I thank God for his grace and mercy. But 3 months ago, after that last trip I went with my family, we had went to Birmingham to the museum, right? And I go with my family. We go on little trips and stuff like that because we still have to live, still have to continue to live regardless of what might be going on in your life. You still have to keep yourself up, continue to pray, and continue to trust God. God, I'd be so excited just to be able to leave home. How sometimes you just want to just get out and just do something, just live. So we went to Montgomery, that me, my daughter, and the grandkids, the family. We went down there, saw the museum, and I did a whole lot of walking. I got to the point. No, that's what we went to. We be going so many places, but the first trip we had went somewhere for the summer. We had went to Destiny, yeah. And I know I did a lot of walking there. I mean, a lot of walking. But if I be where that I can get on a scooter or something like that, I try to ride it. But when I was in Destin, Florida, I walked. I mean, we did a whole lot of walking. And so I said maybe about a week or two after that, I started having problems with my feet. I couldn't hardly I had got to the point where I couldn't even hardly walk. When I would try to go and get in the bed, my feet was just so painful. I couldn't put my feet down. I'm like, Lord, what is this? I'm already dealing with my back and hip and knee. I'm just saying, because I know I have fibromyalgia. And I was down with my feet for a few weeks. I was down. I would come on. I would tell the people in the chat how painful it was. I had started doing some home exercises and things like that. But that was the first time I ever had to go through that with my feet. And it was I had plantar fasciitis. I know y'all probably seen me share it on my channel. I dealt with it for about a month, over a month. I mean, my feet was swollen. I couldn't put my feet down. And then when you when you can't rest at night, it's be painful then. That it's a painful situation where it happens to your tendons in your feet. But yeah, I went on, I'm like, something ain't right. I kept telling my daughter, something ain't right. I said, my feet. I'm like, this, I always had said my right leg and my right feet is my good side. Because my other side already is slow by, I'd be slow by doing things on this side of my body. But I can do it. But the mobility is very weak. This side, my left side is my weakness side. But then I'm like, oh, Lord, not my good side, not my feet. And I'm like, Lord, I put ice on it. I did a couple of home treatments and things like that. And so I had to go back to my doctor. He told me what was going on. And he told me that it was plantar fasciitis and it's like inflammation. And I'm already dealing with my arm, my back, my feet, my knee, my back, hip. I'm dealing with different parts of my body, right? With inflammation. So that's what my doctor told me. Look, you seem like you about to fall apart. My doctor said it seemed like my limbs, they're getting inflamed. Like when my feet start getting better, then my arms start bothering me, the joint in my arm. So he was just telling me, look, we got to get this inflammation up under control. And he assured me that inflammation is not something that you would want to keep in your body because it does seems to travel to other parts of your body. Right now, I'm dealing with the joints. That's why you've been seeing me doing the things I have been doing to try to get it under control. I want to thank the two people that are watching. Y'all know me. I'm good. But I do welcome anybody that want to come in. If you have a testimony, you can come in and come on the panel and talk. Over here, I try to keep it as positive as possible. You don't have to stay in the bushes and peep in the bushes, but if that's what you choose to do, hey, bush people, I like you too. So after, this is my testimony from what I went through for the last 3 months. And what I've been dealing with for years, dealing with pain and inflammation, swollen joints and things like that. Hey, Miss Key, how you doing? Happy Tuesday. I'm just sharing my testimony. I was just saying I might not still be where I need to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be. How you been doing? You want to put in the chat that you're thankful for something that you have been working on, things that you have been praying for, and you might not be there, but you thank God that it ain't like it was. So that's what the topic is today. And I was just sharing about what I went through for the past 3 months when that doctor told me, that's great. But the doctor told me, look, you got to do something to get that inflammation down. So this is my testimony. I thank God that, like I said, I'm still not where I need to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be. My feet were so painful. I couldn't put my feet down. I couldn't put no shoes on. I was just in a straight mess. I was straight miserable. And then, from that, my arms started getting flaming up. So I prayed about everything. Then I went back to my doctor. He told me, look, we got to get this under control because we do not want this inflammation to travel to your heart or your brain. And it does travel. It causes heart attacks. It causes cancer, all different types of things. Inflammation can set up in your body and it can cause other health issues. So I had to pray. I had to take things into consideration. I told my family. My doctor got me on this strict diet. He telling me I need to eat this, don't eat that. I got to do this, I got to do that. And I'm just looking at him like, the holidays are coming up, all this old stuff right here. And I'm like, I'm just going to put that to the side. What going to be. Right now, I got to stay focused on what I need to stay focused on, and that's my health. I mean, I have been on a strict diet for the past 2 or 3 months. I have shedded some pounds. I have slacked off, picked back up, but I'm still focused. And, I didn't know certain foods have you flamed, especially when you got bad joints and arthritis, and when you're dealing with different things like that. I'm thankful for God giving me patience. Amen. That's it, girl. Continue to have that patience. And he wants you to be patient, Miss Key. He wants you to continue to wait on him. Wait on him. And that's what I said. When it's my time, regardless of what your situation might be, whether it's concerning your health, your financial, your significant others, or just trying to do better. If it gonna be, it gonna be. And sometimes we just have to just step back and let God take the wheel. But I'm sharing today that since I've been doing what I'm supposed to do, trying to eat right and taking care of myself, I'm feeling much better than I was a few months ago. I can't say I'm pain free. I can't say my joints don't hurt, but it's a work in progress. I take treatments every 2 to 1. I was going every week, but now I'm going every 2 weeks. I'm working on making sure my immune system be stronger. And when you have a weak immune system, you're easy to catch viruses, colds. You just get sick. And I'm one of those kind, it don't take much for me to get ill. So I've been taking a lot of vitamins. I've been doing a lot of treatments, per doctor prescriptions and what he provide for me. And so I've been doing pretty good these past few months, but I know I couldn't have did none of those things without God. I had to be, like Miss Key said, we have to be patient. Trust God timing. I had to really go through a mental stage with this. And I'm like, I had to be on a raw food diet. Nothing but raw food, vegetables, and fruits and nuts. And that was so challenging. I cried some days because I'm like, I can't do this. My family would see me. They would be sitting there eating their foods, and they'll see me over there playing with the lettuce and tomatoes. And they were like, Mama, you got it. You can do it. And I'm like, oh, I said, I can't do this. So I stopped saying what I can't do and start focusing more and trusting God more and waiting to see his timing for things to be better for me. It was hard, y'all. It was hard. But anytime you have to change your way of living, whether it's through physical, emotionally, anything that you have to change, it's going to affect you physically and emotionally. This is definitely my season, having patience. That's right. Claim it, Miss Key. Have patience. Patience is the key. Trust God timing. Like I be saying all the time, God know exactly what's best for all of us. We might not want to believe it. He know exactly what you're going through, Miss Key. He know how hard you work. And he see me over here struggling with this inflammation and dealing with health issues. But I can say I have came a mighty long way. I have came a mighty long way because it take hard work. It take determination. It take patience. It take faith. It take faith. So this for anybody. Never give up. Even though when it get hard. It get hard, y'all. Look what we were facing, about almost 2 months, almost a month ago. A government shutdown. Some people weren't even sure where they were going to get any food stamp. They wasn't sure how they were going to be able to feed their families. Sometimes God be taking us through these things and we might not even realize why these things happen for us or happen to us. Sometimes God have to put stuff there just for you to, he be wanting you to just to see this. You know, they always say, don't question him. But if you do question him, are you prepared for what he gonna tell you? If God speaks to you and say, look, put those cigarettes down. You need to stop smoking. If God come to you and tell you, look, you need to just change your circle. Listen to him. Don't question him. If he said, look, you don't need to be riding that kind of stuff. Listen to him. But are you prepared for what God got in store for you? Are you prepared to just drop everything that you think you got going on and God got something better for you? I definitely see a lot of growth from you. Oh, thank you. Yes. Thank you. Because I have to, like I said in the beginning, I had to let go and let God. Let go and let God. For my own mental health. You can go around here trying to help everybody. How can you help people when you can't do for your own self? Always make sure you good before you can help anybody. And thank you, Miss Key. Miss Key have been with me for the past 4 years. I consider her, when I consider a person like a child or a daughter or a friend or sis or bruh, to let you know you mean something to me. And she one of the ones that I know when I met her, I didn't have no idea we was going to have the type of friendship, mama-daughter friendship, YouTube relationship that we have. But we do. When I know she ain't, and that's one thing about me. I respect people's privacy. I respect people's boundaries. You know what I'm saying? You have to respect people's boundaries and privacy these days. Some people like to deal with things on their own. And when a person be where they don't want to talk to you or be around you, we have to really understand we're not in their shoes. We don't know what they're going through every day. Yes, we might talk. You might can talk to people. They might be smiling, but you still don't know what's going on. People can smile every day. Hey, Frank, how you doing? People can smile every day, but they could be hurting all in the inside. You been doing all right, Frank? I saw your video. Was it yesterday or the day when you said how some people, and I'm going to touch on that for a minute. And that is true. When, people be trying to figure out, oh, how they know this about me. How YouTube know this. Today, how YouTube know this about me. How Instagram, Facebook, how they know all this about what's going on in my household. When you come on here and tell people your business, what you expect they gonna do? Frank here, y'all need to check out his video. He said some people do things for YouTube or social media to react. And that's when people be want attention. They do it for a reason. You said it for a reason. Some people do. That's when they be wanting that attention, Frank. But I'm here just sharing my testimony about what I had been through the last few months. And you have been with me through it all. My feet, I got where I can hardly walk. Then my arm, my feet. In certain times when I do walk, I still feel that pain in that heel. Because everything being these joints. Like this arm right here, it's still, it's still in my joints. But I can say I have came a long way. And I still got ways to go, but I'm continuing to be patient. I'm continuing to keep trusting God, and everything else, I'm not going to deal with it. If something is not to help me, I'm not going to deal with it. Yeah, that's true. That is so true. But if you come out here and put it out here on social media, what do you expect? You can't get mad if you put your own business out here. I share with y'all what I want y'all to know. You see what I'm saying? I use what I talk about because I have a wellness channel. And I talk about some of the things that I go through for my own motivation, my encouragement, and I try to use my testimony or my situations to help others. But it ain't like you know everything about me. You know what I tell you. And YouTube, social media don't have to know everything. So when your business be out, you won't be so mad if it can't, if, what I'm saying? Some people put their own stuff out. Your own mouth or your own things that you say can hurt you. So sometimes you have to be careful what you put out here in the atmosphere. But we're human. No one's perfect. So I was just sharing about I might not still be where I need to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be. Because these past 3 months have been very, very challenging. And I thank Frank, Miss Key, Sassy, and the ones that was doing the challenges. I had to tell Miss Key, I said, Miss Key, we do the challenges monthly and things like that. But after my doctor was telling me about some of the things I needed to do, I know y'all probably don't want to, y'all probably would have, but I had to just stay focused on what I needed to do. But we're going to start by doing some more challenges. It'll probably be next year. But I had to take control of what I needed to take care of. You see what I'm saying? I'm the one walking around here hurting and complaining and being in pain. I had to figure out ways to slow that inflammation down. Like I said, it haven't cleared up because I don't come on here and talk about it, but I be in pain just about every day. But it's where I'm managing. I'm kind of like, I'm where, how something you go through, like for instance, if you're dealing with something and you know that, and it just it's just like it's normal for you. But anything that I can do to better myself, I'm gonna do it. So that's my testimony. The past 3 months has been challenging. Especially when I first got on that raw food diet, when the doctor told me I needed to, They was measuring they did my blood work. Gave me treatments, and they was telling me I'm inflamed. And stress play a part of different stuff too. That's why I just had to, I can't worry about nothing, I'm not saying I don't worry about stuff, but what I'm saying, if it's something out of my control, I have to just let it go. I have to let it go, y'all. Certain things you just have to just let it go and let God take the wheel. So Frank, what are you thankful for today? What are you thankful for today? Y'all know we just about finna be in a new year. We ain't got but one more month in this year. One more month in this year. Thank you for sharing your journey. You are helping a lot of people. I have different people come in my comments and tell me they, that deal with inflammation, that deal with inflammatory arthritis, that got blood pressure and have problem with their back and different things like that. Like I always tell people, I'm not here to tell no one what to eat, drink, or do. I talk about what's based on what I'm doing. And it's a challenge. It is a challenge. Life in one day at a time. Amen. Amen. And that's all we can do. Be thankful for our life and live one day at a time. It's so much going on in the world right now, y'all. There's so much going on. I was looking at the news last night over there in California, and prayers go out to those families and these people that is caught up in these storms and stuff. Prayers go out to them. They saying how those storms had to start sweeping people up and people losing their lives and stuff like this. So prayers go. I know it's over there in California. I did see them talk about it. About some things going on over there in California about those storms. So y'all know it's hurricane season, it's flood season. But one thing we can't, you always say, what's going to happen, like when it comes out to a hurricane, right? We can prepare. We can get prepared to, if we have to leave our home or whatever we have to do, but sometimes we just don't know. Some things like that are out of control. Only God knows. You know what I'm saying? But God had told us, it's in the Bible, that we were going to be seeing floods and fires and mother against daughter, dad against son, relatives. God spoke on all of this stuff that we're seeing going on in the world. And I'm going to talk about it. I know Frank probably seen it too. I'm going to talk about it probably tomorrow, Thursday, and that irks my nerve. The pregnant mama and her children got jumped on because her children were getting bullied. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about it. It's going viral on TikTok now. That's a straight shame. And I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to get into it when I talk about it. It starts at home, y'all. It starts at home. If you do not teach your children right from wrong and tell them to keep their hand to themselves and stop messing with other folks' children, and if you're doing the same thing, what do you expect your children to do? They're going to do exactly what you're doing. If you walk around here and want to be bad and jumping on other folks' children and all this and that, and children dropping on, messing with grown people, if you're not teaching your children at home how to act, how you think they're going to act when they get out there in the street? I seen a video. I'm going to talk about it some more, probably tomorrow or Thursday. This woman was pregnant. She had to go meet her kids because her kids were getting bullied at school. So she had to go and meet them. She pregnant, she's sickly. And then they walking up behind her, them bad children. making fun of her. It's just sad. It's on TikTok. I know Frank probably seen it, but what I'm saying is it starts at home. Then when your kids get locked up, then you want to say the system is not right. The police are not doing right toward the children or this and that. Look how you bringing them up. Look how you bring your kids up. So I'm gonna talk about that later on this week. So prayers for that family. I don't know how many months she is, but the video I seen, she out there a little bit. And they jumped on her. And the little boy and the little girl. It don't make no sense. Yeah, they from Chicago. It's just crazy. That's why I be telling my grandkid. I know, hey, Big O. That's one of my memories right there. But it's sad. It's sad. But I'm going to talk about that later on. Big O, how you doing? What are you thankful for, Big O? What are you thankful for? Big O is one of my new members. Big O, do you see your link? I had to keep on working with Nightbox, but I think I got everybody in there. So, Frank, did you see it? But I'm going to talk about it later on this week. The day is Testimony Tuesday. What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for today? It ain't just today. Are you thankful every day? Are you thankful every day for where you might not be where you want to be in your life, but you got a life. You got a life. You know, when I was at church Sunday, one of the sisters in the church, she had her cane, right? And, you know, she was like the mistress of ceremony when she was doing the program Sunday. You know, she was saying, I'm coming, y'all. She said, my steps then got slower. You have it. It's on TikTok. It's about a Chicago mom got jumped on, her and her kids, because her kids were getting bullied. You know I'm at the touch on that, Frank. You know I'm at the touch on that. Big O said, I'm thankful for Mickey. Big O, stop it. Do you see what he's saying? She invited you over, you and your girlfriend? Yeah. I thought you were going to tell me about that, Frank. I said, Frank must ain't seen that one. But I'm going to talk about it later on this week. But that's all right, Big O. That's good. She invited you and your girlfriend to dinner. That is nice. That is so nice. That is so nice. Your link dropping too. You probably see it, but it's in the lineup. I put my new members in the lineup. Big O, where Mickey at? I pinned it up there. I want her to see it. I asked Big O, what is he thankful for? And Big O is a truck driver. I'm sure he probably want him a home cooked meal. I don't know, Mickey might be left out the chat, but I'm gonna gotta screenshot this and send it to her. She was in here a while ago now. And I know you be on the road a lot, Big O, and I know you probably do need a home good meal. And if she invites you and your girlfriend, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. One day all of us gonna have to meet up. You see it. I was just finna send that to you, girl. I told her you go invite him and his girlfriend. Yeah. Ooh. You know how he is. Never but old character. You know he ain't never but a character, Mickey. But I told him the other day, I said, you ain't going nowhere getting shot, is you? But him and his girlfriend ain't gonna come in, Key. But anyway, get back to Testimony Tuesday. I was asking him what he was thankful for. So he said he was thankful you invite him to dinner. Because you know he probably be on the road or whatever. But I'm sure his mom, are you gonna be out for Thanksgiving, Big O? But yes, like I said, I do have a lot to be thankful for. Like I said, I might not still be where I need to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be. If anybody want to come on the panel, let me know. I'll drop the link. But y'all know I don't just drop the link. I don't want nobody just coming up here. Ugh. I learned my lesson over a year ago, but anybody in the chat want to come up and share their testimony and share about some things that they have been, They're right, Big Key. Ask what their girlfriend eat. Like I said, we have, it's a lot been going on this year, y'all. It has been a lot been going on. We have seen how the government have been shot down. We have seen a lot of floods and a lot of things have been going on. I don't have a girlfriend, Cousin Key. All right. So is your mom cooking? Is your mom cooking? Are you gonna be off? Cause a lot of people gotta work Thanksgiving. Like my daughter, like those nurses and federal people. A lot of the federal people got federal jobs, like the nurses and doctors. Well, the doctors probably be on call. But my daughter, like, Mama, I gotta work. She go in at a certain time. But those people like nurses, they always be on call. The hospital stays open 24 hours. So we should be thankful for those people. My mom said her kitchen closed. Lord, well, you gonna have to do something. Won't you surprise your mama and cook for your mama? That'll be sweet. So we should be thanking those nurses and doctors and those firemen and people that be on the clock all day, all the 24 hours. They do. He's in the army. That's great, Big O. I know you was a proud dad. That is great. How many kids you got? I know you said one of your sons born on the same day you born, ain't it? Ain't that what you told me? That's awesome. But yeah, I was just sharing about the things that I had been going through the past. 2 boys, okay. I was just sharing Marines. That's wow. That's good. That is awesome. And I was just sharing about my testimony about things I had to do for the past 3 months. I had to really just take in what the doctor was telling me. We got to get this information down. My blood pressure, y'all. My blood pressure been so good. My doctor's like, he said, I ain't never seen your blood pressure this good. Because it always used to be up and down, up and down. And so I had to let go of a lot of stuff. I had to let go of a lot of the salt, had to let go of the sweets. I had to let go of a lot of stuff, y'all. And that's what we have to do if we want to be around for a little longer, doing what we supposed to do to help ourselves. And then my granddaughter, she like me, she get very emotional. The one I always talking about, well, got the baby. She always be saying, Grandma, I don't want nothing to happen to you. You got to sit there and do that and get those injections and eat that, this and that. Grandma, you just go and do it. I'm like, girl, I'm going to be all right. Stop talking about some ice cream and cookie. I had to let it go, Big O. That's why you see me doing smoothies all the time. That's why you see me doing smoothies. That's why you see me doing smoothies all the time. Big O, I thought you had sugar. I thought you were dealing with sugar, Big O. Dr. No, you know what? I ain't never liked the Dr. Pepper. That one drink I ain't never liked. Now, if I like, I have been in places where they have Dr. Pepper and root beer. Ugh, I can't stand a root beer. How many of y'all like root beer? I can't stand them things. I've been stopped drinking sodas. At least about a year or two ago. I was drinking those ginger ale. I had to cut them out. Oh, I just have to cut out some of the caffeine. Anything that give me inflammation, I had to cut it out. Some sweets do it. So right now I'm just turkey, chicken. I probably look like a chicken, no? Hey, Sirius, how you doing? Today is Testimony Tuesday, Thankful Tuesday. And I was just sharing about the things I was going through the past 3 months, 2 or 3 months. I said I might not still be where I need to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be. So how many of y'all can say that in the chat? You might not be where you need to be, but you can thank God that you're not where you used to be. How many of y'all can say that? If you can say that, put it in the chat. I thank God I might not be where I still might not be where I need to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be. And it could be your health, your financial, your significant other, your relationship with God. It could be about your channel. It could be anything in that order. How many of y'all in the chat can say you still might not be where you need to be, but you thank God you're not where you used to be? Amen, amen, amen. So, Big O, have you been in a situation that you can go back and say, Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you that I'm not where I was. Let me see what let me see what he said up here. I was a big beer and alcohol and smoker. Once I stopped 2 years ago, my health has been getting better. Woo, that's awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. So you did what you had to do. So you can tell the Lord, thank you. Big O said he was a big beer and alcohol smoker. Once he stopped 2 years ago, my health has been getting better. And that is great. That is a testimony. Do you ever get like, you want one every now and then? You know, the flesh do get weak. The flesh do get weak. That's right. If you done been in a situation and you know it ain't been nobody but God, put in the chat, thank you, Lord. If you know, I give God the praises every single day. Y'all seen how it was. A few months ago, I couldn't even put my feet down, y'all. I don't walk like I used to years ago, no way, but I'm walking. But a few months ago, I couldn't even put my feet down. I couldn't hardly get out of bed because my feet were swollen. Every time I put my foot down, I would hurt. Then my arms, my back. It's just like I was just dealing with it. My doctor said, you seem like you're about to fall apart. So I had to do what I had to do, guys. When it come down to living and trying to do what's best for you, you got to let go of some of the stuff that you don't want to let go of. But in the long run, it's gonna be worth it. Let's see what y'all say. Let's give Big O some flowers, y'all. Let's give him his flower. You deserve your flowers, Big O. He's also one of my members. Siri said, amen. I found a spiritual successor to Jesus Christ who have been a great influence in my life. Woo. and career. I thank the Almighty Lord for his grace and mercy for my soul and my life. Girl, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Let me see, can I pin your comment? Let me see, can I pin that? And that's what I like about you, Series. You be speaking. You speak very, I don't know how old you is. I really don't know you, but I can tell that you you have a lot of faith in God. I can tell that. I see that you mention him a lot. And that's a good thing. Because you don't really catch too many young people talking about the goodness of the Lord, bringing up how God has, what he has done for them. It just slid up. I can't find it now, but Big O said, I stopped cold turkey. People can change when they really want to. Exactly. Exactly. It's a mind thing, y'all. Anybody want to come on the panel and share? If you do it on the panel, I mean, where you at, it's fine. I'll be trying to make sure I don't miss y'all comments. Yes, Lord. Because, like I said, I always have love God, worship God. And I'm just gonna tell you, when my faith got tested, we get tested every day, y'all. But when you can see yourself going through something, whether it's gonna be life or death situation, like I always say, God will open up your eyes. He'll put something there just for you to see and get his attention. A lot of people don't realize God will sit you down, whether you're ready to be sit down or not. If he sees something ain't right, and you know it's not right, God gonna come in the midst of it. Like I said, that man up in that White House, he's skinning and grinning and thinking he done got the upper hand on the people. But God knows he ain't right. God watching everything that man do up in that White House. And you got to have some God in you. If you work up there in that White House, you got to believe, you got to have faith that you cannot take this man's word. You can't worship man. I'll never forget that day when somebody came in my chat and told me, oh, so you're not worshiping our glorious president? No. Trump don't wake me up every morning. God Almighty is the one wake me up every morning. Okay? I told him you can worship him and praise him and whatever. Do what you want to do. But my Savior is the man above. He breathed life into me every day. Even on the days when I just, like yesterday, I wasn't feeling myself, but I was all right because I have those days. You know, like the colder it get, the more my body going through transition with the pain. But I try to stay warm. I try to do things that I know I gotta do to feel better. But I don't let it define me. You hear what I'm saying? So let me see what y'all saying. People can worship Trump. And like I said, I have some good friends that support him. But you cannot put him over God. You cannot put him over God. You can't do it. God grant me the serenity to understand. Yes. Now this is one of my favorites right here. God grant me the serenity to understand the things I can't change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. All right, bro. All right, bro. Big O. You clown around, but you know when to be serious. I see that. But Big O, you our guy. You already know that. Yes, I do have faith and believe. This was serious said. Yes, I do have faith and believe that the Lord will give me strength to be able to be without pain and suffering in my heart and mind. Girl, and that's what I be praying for, series. I pray every day. I thank God every morning. I wake up every morning and I said, Lord, I pray this be a better day for me mentally and physically. I pray for his strength, his guidance. And I know, like Miss Key said, I don't know if y'all see Miss Key. She said she thanked God for being patient. And see, that's what we have to be patient. She gave me the word to keep talking about today too. We got to be patient. Because we don't, if we go into for instance, you apply for a new job and you just keep calling in person, just keep calling. You got to be patient. You got to be patient. What happened? What I miss? Because I'm on the computer, then I'm on my phone. These comments going by so fast. I think everything okay, Frank. I mean, if somebody came in, I didn't see them. I'm sure if y'all seen somebody coming in, y'all will get them. But what I'm saying is, we got to be patient, y'all. Patient. We got to trust God. Oh, something that Siri said. She was just talking about what she's thankful for and what she, I'm trying to go back up because I'm on the computer and then I'm on my phone. It seems like the comments on my computer, they real slow. They slow coming in. Okay. But yeah, y'all know them devils will try to come up in here, especially when you get to talk about you know who. But I was just saying, God will. He gonna do some straightening now. God gonna do some straightening. Frank be having that eye now. Frank, look, Siri. Frank be just like you sometimes. If he see somebody, Frank gonna get you. I was looking at my chatter thing today, right? When I was doing my the top 4. I think the top 4 chatters this year is Frank, Sears, I think you are number 4, something like that. But I gotta look at it again. Frank number 1, Terry number 2, Live Pride number 3, and Sears, I think you number 4. The one that be coming to the chat, be chatting the most. Yeah, but I'm gonna acknowledge all y'all. I do this at the end of the year. Frank, when that person come in here, telling George girls to worship your president. Oh, Frank was in there that day. Yeah, he was in. I don't know. One of y'all was in here that day. You are Frank, but I know y'all. Oof, they was telling me, "Oh, you don't worship our glorious president." No, why should I? He don't wake me up every morning. Shoot, I don't get his. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna say this again. I don't have that. I don't know the man. Frank's a what president? He is our president. We do have to, he got that title. You know what I'm saying? He got the title, and that's it. But God is the one that I worship. He's the one. I was there because I know one of y'all was in here that day. He's the one that I call on. The God is the one I call on. We don't believe, and I don't know how many people in the chat, how many of y'all in the chat do believe and y'all have witnessed that God is a provider? How many of y'all in the chat know that God is a provider? How many of y'all, if you say you know God is a provider, put some type of emoji like a thumb, or y'all know God is a provider. Sometimes it might not come right then, or probably won't come when we want. But God is a provider. God is my number one president, and I don't serve Trump. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you know God is a provider. Yes, he is. He knows. If you know God, if you have witnessed some of the things that God has done in your life, you can speak on it. You know for yourself it wasn't nobody but God. I witness and I know God is a provider and a protector. Woo! Girl. Amen. Yes, he is. No, I'm just talking. Yes, he is. That's why I tell anybody, things look like sometimes they might not be working in your favor, or you might, go through some ups and downs. We're human. He didn't never tell us that we wouldn't have those days. He didn't never say we were going to have those days, y'all. But he don't want us to, he really just want us to trust him. He want us to trust him. And when I went through what I went through, like I said, I was tested. And I be tested, still be tested daily. I be tested we all be tested every day. Going through something. If I had kids, he want me around my kids. I feel. Yep, but our faith be tested every day. Every single day. God have a way of bringing you closer to him. You could be having a bad day. And this just me. When I be having a bad day, I sit back and think about there have been worse days. There have been worse days. And then I also think about there's somebody out there going through something worse than me. Then me. I know you cannot take nothing for granted. Cause the same stuff that we pout, make excuses for, somebody wish they had. And I'm serious. So like I said, I still might not be where I need to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be. Even before I went through the situation 3 months ago with my feet, years ago, before I was able to get treatments and have the financial things that I got now, I had to walk around here in pain, more pain than I do now, because I didn't have the money. I'm just being honest. I wasn't financial where I needed to be to get the things I needed to care for myself, because I didn't have a job. I had a job, but when I got sick, my benefits ran out. When you get fired or leave a job, your benefits run out. And then, I was depending on my husband and my family members and friends. And I never wanted to be like that. I never wanted to depend on nobody. And and that's just how I am. I always wanted to be the one to do for others. But we have to realize sometimes we can't do it all. We can't do it all for others if we don't have it ourselves. So I struggled. Me and my family, we struggled about a whole year when I first got sick. And I done shared my testimony so many times. We struggled. We really did. But God provided. God provided. He helped provide it. He made it where I was able to get some of the things that I needed. You know, sometimes we don't all get what we want, but we do get what we need. I don't have to have all that fancy stuff. If you know me about now, you know I love hats. I love jewelry. I love hair. Material, that kind of material stuff. But I love my family. And I don't mind helping others. I don't. Because if I got it, I help you. But if I don't have it, I don't have it. You see what I'm saying? Because you got to look at all this stuff. The material things, you could always get that. You could always. I lost the car when I was out of work. You know how some people work with you? Told a man I was sick. I owed it like $3,000, maybe about $3,000 on that car. Got behind because I didn't have an income, just being with my husband income. And you know, when you be where you can't help pay bills, or when you used to having two income coming in the house and then all of a sudden you stop getting that income, it hurts. And then some people don't try to work with you. I mean, I went through hardship. I was going through hardship and suffering and being sick at the same time. And I kept on praying. I said, like they always say, I don't want to get emotional, y'all, because sometimes when I think about things, I know how far God has brought me. I know how far God, and I'm not ashamed of anything that I have been through. I have grown and I have got stronger through some of the things that I went through. And y'all probably saying, Georgia girl be telling her business. No, it's not my business. It's a testimony. It's a testimony. Because I know there are some people out there struggling. But I want to tell a person, that person that out there finna lose something, or I know it probably look bad. But you keep holding on. Keep holding on. It's something better out there for you. Even though they came and got that car. You know, I was having issues with it. But I had got it down to what, 3,000? It was and I loved that car. I remember when I had got the car, it was a silver, that was when I was working then. It was a silver Charger. And when I got the car, they delivered the car to me. I didn't even have to go to the car lot. You know, after everything went through, the people brought the car to me. And I kept that car, like I said, I almost threw paying for it. And then when I got sick and income started slowing down, try to, work something out with the people. Shoot. That's why I said some people, they don't want to help others. They don't want to help people. I'm just saying. But, like I said, I done been through some things. I have been through some things, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be. I lost that, but I end up winning a car. You see what I'm saying? Y'all see how God works. Y'all see how God worked. They got that car, but I had won a car because I would let my son use that car. You see what I'm saying? But I had to deal with them people while I wasn't getting the income because the car I won was already paid for. That's why I said, I know God is a provider, and I know that he do things for a reason. And I know when I won that car, and I shared this a lot of times, it was for me. People kept telling me, girl, you're going to win that car. You're going to win that car. And, Me, I'm like, yeah, right. Like I didn't believe it. I didn't believe I was gonna win it. But it got down to me and another guy. It was $1,000 on the table, and it was the car, the thing for the car. They was in an envelope. And he said, I'm gonna let her go first since she a woman. Girl, I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. And I done said it before. I was thinking about that $1,000. I had no idea I was gonna win a brand new car. This was serious. That was a terror experience. It was a setback for a setup. Come on, look at you now. God has promised you that He will make you happy and He will protect you from all the pain. Thank you, sweetie. Yep. And see, at the time, serious, I didn't stress about it because I had won a car. It was the car I had gave my son. And like I said, people don't realize that's why I put all my trust in God. He knew that I was dealing with issues with cars and trying to get to work and trying to make sure other people get to work because I had got a big old van. I was driving a kind of like a commercial van. I would make sure people get to work. That's what kind of person I was, y'all. I would pick up people and take them to work. I believe that's why my bike got messed up because I used to drive. I mean, I drove for years, sitting in there driving, going to people's houses, picking them up, taking them to work, bringing them home, taking them, bringing them. And I kept having issues with the vehicle. I was having issues with those different attitudes of those people. When you're doing your best to try to make sure people be good, be all right, they get to work and things like that, but then they want to try to show that you know what on you. And I had got to it. And then one thing about me, I would take so much, but when I'm fed up, I'm fed up. And I had got fed up. And that's when it came down to that drawing. I won the car because I would go to work every day and it was safety. It was like a safety absence, coming to work and staying safe. And my name was in there because that one thing about me, I went to work even on days, and I'm gonna tell you how I am too. I used to be supposed to take vacation, right? I didn't even take my vacation because the people, I was looking out for the people that was riding with me. I would take them people to work on my vacation day. And a lot of people would say, girl, how do you do that? How do you do that? I said, they don't have a way to work. I said, they don't have a way to work. My husband, my family would be like, you wearing yourself out like that. And in the long run, it got to me. It did. It really did. It got to me mentally and physically. But I was trying to make sure those people had a way to work. Because we was working in Alabama and we had to be on a job at 7. And we would get off by 4. I think that's what it was. And I used to have to go around their houses, picking them up. And I used to have to leave early time, picking them up. Was late sometimes. But they got to work. And I did it. I drove people to work for about 11 years. 11 years, y'all. Taking people to work back and forth. And to my cousin, he said, well, me and you a couple because it was getting next to me. Though my health had started. I already had started going through some things. And then my health started to get to me. I was just saying, I can't do this. And I'll never forget the last time I was on hey, Fugal Mama, how you doing? Just over here, just sharing some testimony. How you been doing? What are you thankful for today? And I was just talking about I might not still be where I need to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be. And I was just sharing about when I used to take people to work, and I was saying it because God know what we go through, and God do provide. He do provide. Because I was taking these people to work every day. I would charge them I was charging them different prices. It's called back then the gas was so high. The gas was up and down, y'all. Y'all know back in 2005, 6, stuff like that. Gas was up and down. I can remember when the gas was $4 at one time. But so I had to charge the people because I would take them to work. But it had got a toll on me mentally and physically. My health had started decline, had started getting to me, but I would still make sure the old people get to work. The days I supposed to have been resting, the days I supposed to have been on vacation. If my husband can tell you, I would take them to work on my vacation day, then go back and pick them up. So it's just like I didn't have a vacation because they didn't have a way to work. And I always had tried to make sure if I'm doing something for somebody, I want to make sure that I'm doing it right, in other words. Until I got to the point, things just kept acting like they was trying to tell me what to do, but I'm driving you to work. They'll get mad because it was getting next to me. It was just, I was just getting tired. Mentally, I was getting tired. I was just getting tired of these different attitudes. Because really, only thing I was supposed to be doing was taking them to work. They want to go shopping. They want to go by the hair store. They want to do this. They want to do that. I was doing things. I was picking up children, taking them to the babysitters before we go to work. I did a whole lot of stuff that I even shouldn't have been doing. You see what I'm saying? But it's just like I just couldn't tell people no. And my family tell me all the time, why you be doing it? Then one of the ladies was riding with my cousin. Talking about that's why I put out my van. Cause ain't nobody gonna be going all over the state for her. Taking her here, taking her there, but just me. That's just how I was. I was like, we can get off from work by 5 o'clock. She'll say, I need to go by Walmart. You love saying no, Dad. Okay. If anybody got a testimony they want to share or they want to come on the panel and share, I'm just sharing about some things that I had been through. And I thank God that, he took me out of all of that. It's just sad I had to get ill to get out of that kind of situation. I can remember one time, we had got out of work by 5. And the lady was like, I want to go to Walmart. I was tired because I was the only one driving. I said, I was tired. So I said, well, I guess I'm going to stop by there. We waited. She went in Walmart. We waited. She came out of the store with nothing. But we had been sitting out there for almost an hour. I said, did you find what you were looking for? No. But you still walk around in the stove. So one day, y'all, when they had that drawing for that car, like I said, I had no idea that I was going to win. But God knew. God knew it was time for me to stop carrying people here and there. Stop, doing a commercial van, because I was taking like 6 and 7 people to work every day. Every day I would go back and forth, taking people to work. And like I said, with the attitudes, and then I was going to the doctor and stuff. I was, I knew I already was having thyroid issues back then. But I had no idea it was going to lead up to cancer to the time I in work. But I dealt with a lot. It's just like I had to babysit grown people that was riding to work with me. And so when it came out for me winning the car, like I said, I didn't believe I was going to win. It was a 2013 Chevy Cruze. 0 miles. I think it had made about a couple of miles because they brought it from the dealer. It was 10 people in the drawing. It was 10 people in the drawing, right? They got down, everybody was winning different prizes. It got down to like 3 people. I'm still up there, y'all. I'm still up there. It was then it got down to 2 people. It was me and this other guy. And the envelope was on the table. It was just like it was a celebration outside because everybody was happy because they was outside. They have to work. It was an event they do every year. And my name happens to be one of the last names there. And it was because of going to work every day and safety. It was a safety event and that like that. So they said we have the car envelope on the table and we have the $1,000. My mind, I was like, ooh. I was just saying to myself, I can use that $1,000 because my son was in his senior year when I won that car. Yeah, my son was just about to be in his senior year. And the first thing I was saying, I can get something for my grandkid. I can get my son some school clothes. That's what I was thinking about, y'all. I was just being honest. I was thinking about that $1,000. So being the guy was up there, I think I got a picture. I think I showed it. I gotta find it. But he told me, he said, I'm gonna let the woman go first, ladies first, right? And like I said, my mind was on that $1,000. I got up there, I pulled the card, and I opened it. Oh my God. I almost, y'all had panic attacks anyway, right? I think I almost passed out. When I saw that car sitting on that envelope, whoo, and everybody just kept telling me all week, that's your car. That's your car. You gonna win that car. And I was like, yeah, right. I didn't believe, but God knew what was best for me, y'all. He knew what I had been going through. And that's what I'm saying. God know when you go through stuff and you deal with all these different types of attitudes and trying to make sure everybody else be fine and knowing I had to buy parts and tires and all that stuff in that big old van. Cause I had a big van. Y'all know them big old white vans? I had one of them. And I was sitting there driving every day for 11 years. My cousin started helping me carpool about a year or 2 before I got down sick. Though I now my back ain't right now. Sitting up there driving all them miles and all those years. But anyway, God knew what was best for me. Even when I didn't even think it was possible. Because I used to won a lottery ticket or somebody, but I never won something in that big in my life. Brand new car. I didn't have to pay nothing but the $20 tag fee or whatever. Every year, I never had to pay for nothing because they covered everything. Even had gas in the car. I gotta find that picture. I think Frank now probably already seen it. But I'm saying this to say, God knew what was best for me, even when I didn't believe it myself. Because I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna win no car. That's what I'm saying. And then I end up winning it anyway. God had it where to be that way for me. Like I said, I had been driving that big van, dealing with 7 and 8 people. I mean, I used to have people piled up, crowded on seats, trying to make sure they get to work. But I didn't think a lot of them did appreciate what I did do. Because they showed that what on me. A lot of time they showed what on me. Seemed like they didn't appreciate what I was doing. So when I won my car, it's just like there was God telling me, it's time for you to stop. It's time for you to focus on you. It's time for you to stop riding up and down this road to make sure someone else getting what they need to get. He had it where I had to let the people go. I cut down to 2 riders. I had 7 people. I got down to 2 riders. They was mad. They got mad with me. They talked about me. They did all kind of things because I chose not. I had got to the point where I just couldn't do it no more. Mentally, my health had started because I was leaving work because I wasn't feeling good. It was at the point where I just couldn't take it no more. And they didn't understand it. And everybody kept saying, girl, you good. I don't say you did that for all those years. And then people disrespected me. But you know what I did, y'all? I still loved them anyway. Loved them from a distance. I see them right now today. They acting like, hey, how you doing? Be acting like they, but like I was saying the other day, you could forgive. You can forgive because that's what God wants us to do. I don't hold grudges. Like the people that have been in my chat and don't come no more, I don't hold that against nobody because you know who you want to support. You know who you want to support. And if you want to come back over here, you're welcome. I don't have a problem with no one. I don't want to lose sleep over nobody on social media. If I don't not feeling well, if something going on me, it would not be because of somebody on social media. I refuse to let that happen. Yes, serious. I went through it. I had to let the people go. They got mad. They talked about me. And I had just worn my car, right? I didn't want to put my car on that road. I was driving like 46 miles a day. 46 miles going, 46 miles back. And I did it for 11 years. And after I won my car, it's just like God just said, look, it's time for you to stop. That's why I said, I know that was my blessing. Everybody said, that's your blessing, girl. That's your blessing. Even though I didn't believe that it was going to happen for me, but it did. And so I had to tell the people, look, I won't be driving every day. I said, because I have to go to the doctor. That's when I had started going to the doctor too for my thyroids at the time. And I would go to, drive by myself, ride by myself. People got so mad with me. They talked about me and all they said, they did all kind of stuff. Tried to make it seem like, they were trying to make it seem like I was the bad person because I told them I can't drive them to work no more. Because I said, I got to go to the doctor more now. I said, I got to be leaving work. And there have been times I used to, when I was driving my van, I would have to go to the doctor. I know them people that have a way home. My doctor is way in Georgia. And I would take them to work, then go to my doctor appointment, then come back. I had my miscarriage. Down there on that job. I think a lot of it was stress and then my age. I remember, I think I had drove that day. Yeah. That before I won the car. Yeah, they get mad. They got mad with me. Because I had my miscarriage before I won the car. That's why I said all the things that I went through at the end, everything was for me. I was just talking about the time when I won the car. I told them, I didn't think I was gonna win. Did somebody that called and told you I had won a car? Who called and told you, Aaron? I think I was working in but somebody that called and told you I won a car though. And I was just saying about all the stuff I was going through with the van and how I said that was God doing. It was time for me to stop driving that van anyway. You remember I used to go down that road, get them people, go back and pick them up. And they used to be like, you just weighing yourself out. And I did. And then when I told them I can't do it no more, honey, They just went on. They stopped speaking to me. They didn't talk to me. I said, it's fine. I said, it's fine. Because I had to go to work. And I used to go to work and then I would leave and go to the doctor. And I just didn't need no riders at the time. And then when I got where I was going to start back driving, me and my cousin started carpooling. And it just was two of us. I had just got my car and I didn't, I did it for about like a couple of months with 4 people riding with me. Then the lady got on my nerves so bad. Ooh, she got on my nerves so bad. She wanted me to do something for her. But I told her, I said, look, I can't stop today because my son get ready to go to the prom. I can remember that day. I said, look, I can't take you by no store today because I need to get home. Because my son had to get his tuxedo ready and stuff like that. They just kept on and on. Here you go. We pay you. We pay you. You supposed to do this. I told them to like that. This y'all last day riding with me. I had got fed up. You hear me? I had got fed up. Because I told them I got something to do. It's just like, let me tell y'all, getting back to what I was talking about the other day. Those convenient people. They wanted me to do stuff for them all the time. Take them here, take them down. But as soon as I say I needed to take care of my family, my child, because my son was still in school. I said, I got to get back because he got to get fitted for his tux. Because he was getting ready to go to prom that week. And I just wanted to get there and go straight home. But no, they just kept on. They kept talking about, well, we pay you to take us to work. We do this. I said, look, that's what it is. You're supposed to pay me to go to work. Not go to no mall, not go to the grocery store, not go to no house store. I did all that stuff. That's something I didn't have to do. Go pick up the child from the babysitter. I didn't have to do all of that, but I did because of the heart I have. But as soon as I say, I got something to do, I'm wrong. I'm wrong because I said I don't want to stop today. I want straight home. And when they went off on me like that and just talking, I said, look, this it. I said, this it. I can't do it no more. That's what I told them. I can't do it no more. And they stopped riding. I got down to just me and my cousin and his girlfriend and me. He drove his car a week. I drove my car. And I left it at that. But the people got highly upset with me. Hey, Live Pride, I'm just over here talking about some testimony about some things that I had went through. And I thank God I'm not where I used to be. How people, when you do all you can to help people, and they'll sit back and talk about you, knowing that you have done and because I used to take them people to work out of the goodness of my heart. I used to take them to work on days I should have been at home resting, wasn't feeling good. But I tried to make sure those people get to work because I took that responsibility to drive that commercial van. But when I got where I was fed up, y'all, and when God got in the midst of it, I had to let them go. And they talked about me, made me mad, and stopped speaking to me just because I told them I can't do it no more. And I don't understand why people, get mad when you know you have done. I'm trying to go back and read y'all comment. When you know you have done a lot for these people, some people just don't appreciate good people. I'm just going to tell you, some people do not appreciate good people until it's gone. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say I had a problem with telling people no until I had to really say, look, I can't do this no more. That's why I said God will be in the midst of things and he will provide for you when you think that he's not. Like I said, I didn't have no idea I was going to win that car, but God knew. God knew that I was going to win. Everybody was just kept telling me, girl, that's your car there. Because they knew what I was going through with these different attitudes. I was taking like 7 and 8 people to work. I used to, I had the kind of van where 3 was sent to a seat, right? And then it was a little room in the back where somebody can squeeze back there. I think I was carrying 8 people to work, risking that person back there in the back, sitting on the floor. But I want to make sure those people get to work. Because that's how I was. Until like I said, I can tell y'all some things, but I know what I've been through. And I know God have been in the midst of everything that I have been through. Seriously, I learned a valuable lesson about people that don't have your best interest at heart. They will pretend they care, but in reality, they don't give a flying cow chip about it. That's what I'm saying. They was all good with me when I was taking them by Walmart and taking them to Piggly Wiggly and taking them to the beauty store. But as soon as I said, I can't do it, I got to go make sure my child got to get some things for my child. They are just throwing up in my face about, we pay you $50 a week. You supposed to take us here. Yeah. You paid me to take you to work. I'm driving almost 47 miles a day, going and coming. Gas was about $4. That's why I said, God, that's why I give all my glory to him. He took me out that situation. He took me from that situation. But all the while, I felt like maybe I should still take them to work. No, I had to. In my family that know me, they like, girl, I don't know how you did that for all them years anyway. No, people didn't appreciate you. That way have to hear that from people until it really got me. It had to sink in to me that they didn't appreciate me. And then it was getting to the point after I had stopped. The people didn't nobody tell y'all. The people didn't want to get the people that was riding with me because they never want to go straight home. They always want to stop somewhere. I mean, I didn't mind stopping sometime because I know we have been working all day and we was working on some weekends and you never had a chance to go by the grocery store sometime maybe. And I didn't mind that sometime, but every day, y'all. And that's what I did, Lion Pride. You have to do what's best for you. Yeah, most people do that every day. Some people all about yeah, I did it. I started carpooling about 2 years before I got sick with this thyroid, right? I understand why they do it. They knew how kind of hard it is, and you wore your heart on and I do. They step that is my biggest problem, y'all. And y'all don't know that about me. I have a big heart. And I be want everything to be good. I don't be want, but when I get fed up, you gonna know it. And they were shocked. They were shocked. They were shocked that day when I told them, look, I don't want no more riders. That's what I said. I said, I don't want no more riders. Boy, them folks got they cussing me out and calling me all kinds of this and that and whatever, whoever. Ooh, they just went, oh, they was a little older than me. And that's one thing about me. I try to respect my elders. But me and one of them just stayed into it. I said, I don't have to put up with this. I don't have to argue with something when you riding with me. You see what I'm saying? You was riding my vehicle, but you want to talk to me? Boy, they had to, I didn't want to I didn't want to just stop like that. I was gonna stop anyway, but I was gonna try to get them another way to go to work. But they had made me so mad that day, y'all. Because I wanted to make sure they had a way to work before I told them that I didn't want no more riders. But they had got on my nerve and made me mad. I said, no more. And so because at the time, I don't care if you pay me $100 a week. My job is to take you to and from work, not Walmart, babysitter, beauty. That's what I'm saying. That's why people say, girl. And then when I took the girl, one of the girls that were riding me right about the babysitting, I had to drop him off at daycare. He was so bad, Lord have mercy. My babies, I think Yana was, KJ was the baby then. And Yana, she was about like 6, 7, 8, something like that. And the lady that was riding with me, like I said, I was doing it out the kindness of my heart. She said, can you drop my baby off at daycare since we going that way? And I'm like, I ain't have to do it, but I did it. I used to get up a little earlier because I knew I had to pick up 6 and 7 people and the little baby. And he was so bad. I think I told this before. And, I'm picking him up, taking him to the babysitter. And then we get out of work, go by and get him. And she go home. And then I think one day I was had to put everybody out, right? And I saw his little butt up there at the stove. He was sitting up on the windowsill of a car. And I'm thinking like, since I picked the baby up every day, I think he might have been about 3 years old, 3 or 4 years old. I said, well, he know me, and because I just dropped a little bit off. I said, baby, you gonna fall out that window. You better sit down, the windowsill of a car, right? And imagine a 3 or 4 year old swinging, got his head at the top of the door and just swinging. And I'm like, Lord, and I know the baby. And I'm picking him up. And I'm like, baby, you gonna fall. That little boy told me to shut up. He said, you shut up. You don't tell me what to do. Ooh. What he say that for? When Mama came out that stove, I said, do you know what this boy just told me when I pick him up every day? He told me to shut up. And I'm telling him to get his little butt down because he gonna hurt himself. I said, I can't do this. I cannot do this no more. So I said, when I get fed up, I get fed up. He was being grown to me. And his mama told him, you know you're supposed to respect Miss Amy. Miss Amy take you to your daycare every day. She pick you up every day. You don't have to talk to her like that. That's why I said it starts at home. I hate when a child tell me no, shut up. I hate those words. And I stopped taking him a little bit to daycare. I said, I'm not going to deal with this grown little boy. I was going out my way. That's why I said, I know how my heart is. But I have learned and I have grown over the years. I have. I said, you can't help everybody. You can't. That's why I said, I know God have been in the midst of a lot of stuff that I have been through. I said, I can't do it no more. I said, it's bad. Then I kept having problem with it. Like the more they would pay me for gas, the more I had to put in parts. And then they're like, they don't understand. They're like, they don't understand, right? They're like, they didn't understand that to ride up and down the road, you got to keep a vehicle up. You got to get the oil changed. A car is just like our bodies. We have to keep our bodies tuned up just like those cars. I had to make sure the car was tuned up. I had to make sure the tires were there. I had to make sure I had everything properly because I'm carrying other people to work. And a lot of people didn't understand that. Yeah. That's what that little joker told me. Told me, you shut up. I'm like, baby, you gonna fall out that one. I mean, he just swinging his little tail up down the windowsill. And she came out and told him, you don't tell Miss Amy. You don't tell that Miss Amy be doing, she be helping us. He calls her trying to tell me he was sorry. I'm sorry. I said, my children don't talk to me that way. And I'm not going to let no other kids talk to me that way. So that's why I said, I know God have been there for me. Before I even, like I said, I have changed a whole lot. I have grown. And I used to fuss bike with people back in my day. I used to party. I used to drink. I used to do it all. My life changed. I don't have nothing against nobody party. I don't have nothing against nobody drinking. I might get me a mixed drink or something like that. I'd be too busy taking medication to even think about stuff now. But what I'm saying, hey, Kenneth, how you doing? My life changed mentally, spiritually, and financially. I got closer to God, and my ways and things that I was going through, it changed. The things that I used to do, I don't do no more because physically I can't. And sometimes when you change for the best. You might not understand it then or why things happen the way they do, but they do. I'm glad. I am so glad that what you said, Frank. What did you say? I guess you do about about the child. Hold on. Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay, I see it now. Right. Elderly are the worst people because they think you won't say something. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because those women that I stopped riding, they was older than me. That's why I did it for so long. That's why I rode. Y'all know Fugal Mama is one of our gifted members. Shout out to Fugal Mama, to Sharon. She's one of our gifted members for this month. And I'll just talk about some things that I had been going through. And I know God was the reason and that I'm the person I am today. Because I went through a lot. I took a lot because of my heart. You see what I'm saying? We have to grow through what we go through. And I always put God first in everything I do. And when I went through what I went through, I'm glad I got closer to God. And I want to continue to stay close to God. A lot changed for me. And when God be in your life, let him be in your life. You can't stop what God's got for you. You can't stop his blessing. What they always say, what's for you is for you. And what's for him is for him. What's for her is for her. I respect the elders. It's going by so fast. I respect the elder until you disrespect me, then it will be a problem. Yeah, we was brought up to respect our elders. We really was. We really was. We was brought up to respect our elders. And I know, like those ladies, They used to make me mad. It was a lot of time I just wouldn't say nothing. I just wouldn't say nothing. I would just go on, pick them up. Some morning I usually have to wait on one. One of the ladies, I don't know what she used to be doing in that house in the morning time. I don't know what she used to be doing before she come out there to that van. I'm like, because when I was working, y'all, I don't know if any of y'all used to do this or y'all do this now. I used to try to get all my stuff together at night or early that morning, especially when you riding with other people. When you riding with other people and you know you gotta be a certain place at a certain time. That's why I always tell my grandkids, y'all need to be getting your stuff together at night. Don't be trying to jump up in the morning, get your school clothes and get your bags. Don't do that. Be already prepared. And one of the ladies, I don't know what she was doing. I'm like, I just be out there blowing for her to come out the house. That's why I said, I know my heart. I know my heart. But I know God knew me better. He took me out of it. I hate to say this, but I had to get sick. I had to get down where I couldn't work. He pulled me out of there. That's why I said God will sit you down whether you're not ready to be sit down. He took me out of those situations. He did. Even though I left that job the way I did, because I remember I passed out that day. And my daughter was working down in that area. And they took me to the hospital. It was dealing with the thyroid cancer back then. At that time, I had passed out. I passed out on the job, and my brother was working down there too. The one that be in my chat sometime. I don't know what happened that day, but I just was so weak. And after they took me to the emergency room, even though I knew I had that, I didn't know it was cancer at the time. I knew they had to move that tumor. So I was girl, people do that on purpose, have you wait. Yeah. And I'm like, everybody in the van looking at me like, you gonna really sit here and wait on this woman? I said, I'm gonna see if she gonna come on out in a few more minutes. But no, I'm on my brother. My brother would be in the chat, Sammy. He used to be saying, girl, leave her. My brother used to be telling me, I'll leave that woman. Leave her. But no, I said, no, maybe she'll be on. And he was in my chat down here, tell you, my sister put up with so much. Because trying to help people. Kenny, how your day been going? And then when I remember when I got sick, the last time I was down there, I had passed out. My thyroid levels, so I wasn't even on thyroid medicine or anything then. My levels had got real low. And my levels had got real low. But I was going to be out the next week anyway, so I had to end up leaving work before I went out on leave. I had already got my leave papers, and my intention was to go back to work, y'all. This was in 2016. My intention was to go back to work, after, because I didn't think they was going to find anything. I didn't think they was going to find thyroid cancer. I knew I had a tumor, but I didn't know it was going to affect me the way it did. And I'm like, I was telling my friends, I was like, I'll be back. But I didn't make it back, y'all. I've been home. I haven't worked in about 8 years now. I haven't worked in 8 years due to health issues. But like I said, God brought me out of it. And that's what I'm always look at it in that way. He brought me out of that situation. Because those people, they just straight hated me. They would stop speaking to me. You see them in the cafeteria. They'll roll their eyes and look at me all crazy, like I was the bad person, but I wasn't. I made sure you got the work. That's what you was paying me for. Cause my cousin, you did. My cousin was, God bless the dead. She was the one, had one of the ladies. And she said, that's why I put off my van. She said she couldn't do it. And so I started picking up, and I'm like, this what my cousin was telling me about. But I did it for so many years till I'm like, that's why I said I'm the kind of person, I take in so much. But when I'm fed up, you gonna know about it. Just as simple as that. God will put you down even if you want. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking I'm going back to work. Like I said, had started driving by myself, riding by myself, especially because I was going to the doctor regular, because I was getting ready for my surgery. I had already got my paperwork in, and I was trying to work that last week, just to have a paycheck for when I do go out on leave. I have some income, but it just wasn't. I wasn't able to come back. That's when they found thyroid. I don't want to get emotional, y'all. Even though this happened like 8 years ago, when I sit back and think about the goodness of the Lord and what He had brought me through, when I cry, be happy tears. Be happy tears. And my friends was checking on me. They were saying, we hope you come back. We hope you come back. But I couldn't come back because of my health. They fired me because I couldn't stand back up on the job. That's when my joints and everything it seemed like once I went out of work, they removed that tumor, they removed the cancer, everything else started going downhill for me. And I just yes, I did question God. I sure did. I had started questioning Him, why this happening to me. And, but I did it for a while and I stopped questioning Him. I say it's a reason for everything. There's a reason I went through what I went through. That's why I say today, and I will continue to give God the glory. Because when they told me I had cancer, it took some out me, y'all. That I wasn't expecting to hear that. And like I said, I had going through so much, dealing with people. And in other words, I was trying to make sure everybody was okay, but then I was going through something. You see what I'm saying? But I learned. I had to learn this the hard way. You got to take care of you first. You can help everybody, but you got to make sure you mentally and physically where you need to be. Y'all probably say, oh, she getting emotional, but anytime I talk about how far God had brought me, I can't help but to maybe shed a tear or shout for glory or give God the glory, because I know He spared me. It could have been worse, but He had better plans for me. And that's what keep me going every single day. Every time I have pain, every time I go through it, I have a setback, I said, God got better plans for me. Yep. So I thank Him every day, y'all. I thank Him every day, and thank y'all for hanging in here with me. And if anybody want to share anything, you can. But, like I said, my life changed a whole lot. Yep, it changed a lot. Physically, I'm still not where I was in 2016. Mentally, I when I went through what I went through, I went through a depression. I wanted to give up. It's just, I'm married, and I know what my body went through, I had to go talk. I'm not going to be honest. I had to get some help. I talked to a therapist because I was going through, this was the depression where that, you know how you be up? You know, like I said, I always have been a dependent. I never did really dependent on nobody, even though I was married. I always have had my own income. You know what I'm saying? I always have had my own income. And me and my husband been together 35 years. I started working when I was like, because I had my daughter when I was 18, 20. I had my daughter when I was 20. I started work. I was working when I was in my senior year. Yeah. I had my daughter. Yeah, I was 20 when I had my daughter. Yeah. Yeah. Because me and my husband had been together 2 years before we got married. Yeah, that's what it is. And, it's some of the things that I miss from doing. And then there's a lot of things that I don't want to never go back to. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes God will bring you out of situations that knowing, it's for your own good. That's why, when my preacher said Sunday, that was right before we left, he said, should we question God? Should we question God? And he was like, it's okay to question God. But are you prepared for God's answer? Are you prepared for what God gonna tell you? You know how you pray about some things, like y'all, you know how you pray about things and you just want some kind of sign or signal or something to let you know, make that right decision. And sometimes God, all of a sudden, things will just happen for you. Have anybody, I don't know anybody in the chat now, but have anybody ever just been like that? Some of the things that you prayed for, you've been praying so hard for, and you just about then gave up on it. And then it happened. Patience. We have to trust God's timing in everything we do. Hi, welcome in. Are you new? Today is Testimony Tuesday, and I just been sharing some things. I had got a little water out of it because I was just sharing some things that I had been through. Like I said, still right now today, I might not be where I need to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be. Welcome. Today is Testimony Tuesday. Do you have a testimony you want to share? Do you have a testimony you want to share? And like I said, you got to be patient with God. Got to trust his timing. He didn't never tell us not to worry. He did tell us to trust him. I thank God that I'm not where I used to be mentally. I have grown and I done got stronger in some areas. It's been going well. It's been going well. What about yours? Do you have anything that you want to be thankful for today? Or you got anything that you would like to share? Like I say, my title is, I might not be where I need to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be. And if you have been through something, okay. If you have been through something and you know it wasn't nobody but God, give God the glory. These flowers are for you, Eli, because I believe in giving people their flowers. I'm going to your channel, Eli. Okay, you do have a You have 56 people over there. Okay. I will hit the connection button. I see you do. You have a, so you do, are you a child? You are a child. Oh my goodness. How old are you? How old you are? I'm looking at your picture. You need to be in the bed. How old are you? 9. And what are you? Lord, but hello, Eli. I'm looking at your picture now. I'm thinking you was a man. You was a little boy. So how's you doing in school? Are you doing good in school? Lord Jesus. 9 years old. I'm looking at your channel now. Lord Jesus. Bless your soul. Frank said, go to bed. Oh my God. Your parents know you on YouTube. And then Boosie talking about she want a channel. Ooh, glad she here with me. Because she'll be like, see, Grandma, he got a channel. I'm looking at your channel, little boy. Little man, little young man. Right. Frank said, go to bed. So your parents don't know you on YouTube. Lord Jesus. So what, you in the 4th grade? You got 10 minutes. Wow. You got 10 minutes before you get to bed. You supposed to be in bed at 9 o'clock, don't you? What you doing on YouTube? I see you be putting. I see you got some little. This is Eli, y'all. He's 9 years old. He got some little videos up here. I'm just looking at some of his little videos. He's just being a child on his channel. That's it. Well, thank you, Eli, for coming in. So do you be good at school? Are you a good boy? Are you very respectful to your parents, to your teachers? Lord, I told you I be getting young, the old, I get them all. Long as you be respectful of Eli. But Frank said you need to be in the bed. Well, that's good. Lord, have mercy. I'm looking at one of your videos you did in October. I'm going to put a like on one of your videos. Okay, young man? Your comments off. Your comments going to be off because you a child. Did you get hurt on this video? Did somebody beat you up? Or that's some makeup? Did someone beat you up on this video? Yeah, that's makeup there, right? Lord have mercy. All right, Eli. Oh, that's makeup. Okay. But I was talking about Testimony Tuesday, shares some things about the goodness of the Lord. And how, do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in Christ Jesus? Yeah, I was like, who beat you up? So your parents don't know you on YouTube. So have you did your homework today? Have you did your homework for today? You did your homework? You done took your bath? So you got to get in bed at 9 o'clock. Look, I'm treating you like I be talking to my little grandkids. But you're welcome to come over here, Eli. Just, as long as you're being respectful. But if you don't supposed to be on YouTube, don't be on channels that you shouldn't be on, okay? Okay? So you in what? You didn't have no homework? This is Eli I'm talking to, y'all. He one of my new subscribers. He ain't but 9. Okay. Are you ready for Thanksgiving? You ready for Thanksgiving? Your mom gonna cook? So I welcome all of them in the chat, y'all. As long as you're being respectful. Young, old, blue, black, yellow. green, but don't come in with all them colors. As long as you're being respectful. Okay. I'm just looking at your channel, just trying to see what you've been doing over there. You have 56 people on your channel. If y'all want to connect with Eli, connect with Eli. Type the word troopers, Eli. Type TROOPPERS, and your link will drop. And if people want to check you out, they'll check you out. I don't mind helping out. Because you came in, you spoke. You do better than some of the grown people. You come in, you speak, and you let me know that you was new. And after I went to your page, because I thought you was an old little white. I ain't mean to say it, but I thought you was an old little man. Until I went to your page. I'm like, who that man is? And I'm looking at your video, and it's a child. Eli, you got about 8 more minutes. You better go on and get yourself ready for bed now, because we don't want your mama to get on you. But that's Eli, everybody. Yo, what? I thought you was a man until I saw your profile picture. And I'm like, this is a child. Well, thank you for stopping by, Eli. You go to bed. It's about 9 o'clock. Cause you gotta go to school tomorrow. Y'all ain't out of school yet, are y'all? I think they get out this week. I think my grandkids get out. I think they get out this week for Thanksgiving. I think they do. I think this their last week right here. I said type troopers and your link will drop. Your channel will drop. Hold on. I'm finna go to my channel and show you. I say you type the word troopers, TROOPERS. If you type troopers, your link will drop. But that was Eli, guys. He's one of my young subscribers. 9 years old. Don't need to be on YouTube, but you know, these kids be having these channels. And my granddaughter having them fit. I was like, girl. But I did go to his channel. It seemed like it's kind of okay. He just doing little children stuff. Yep. So your channel drop right there. And if people want, that was in the chat, if they want to connect with you, they'll connect with you, okay? But anyway, I'm about to wrap this on up, but yeah. But, you know, like I said, I still might not be where I need to be. Okay. Have a good night, okay? Frank, if you didn't tickle me. Frank, I'm glad he didn't tell you to shut up, Frank. I'm like, I'll wait for him to get smart. But he didn't even get smart. He came in. He was being respectful. Because that's one thing I can't stand, a disrespectful child. But he was very respectful. Very respectful. Frank said, go to bed. Oh my goodness. And they gonna be getting out. I think they get out. I think my grandkid get out this week, I believe. 9 years old. What in the world? But all his videos, you can't even write no comments on them. Because you know, some of the videos, they don't, especially when they're dealing with children, they don't let the comments go through. Yeah, it's about 9 o'clock, right? Because I'm about to get ready to get off of here. But I enjoyed, and like I said, I was hoping I could get someone on the panel, but I was able to read your comments, Sears, and everybody that said they was thankful and what they're thankful for. Life, we're thankful for life. We're thankful for patience. We're thankful for our families. I'm thankful for my YouTube channel. It's entertainment. It's something that I do. I'm thankful that we are in the 11th month of this year. This year is almost gone, y'all. It's almost gone. We got one more with two more. Well, we got 2 more weeks in this month. About another week in this month. About another week. And we got December coming up. And I'm gonna be having a birthday pretty soon. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I usually be already decide what I'm gonna do. Right now, I'm just gonna see how things be. Nowhere in the world a 9-year-old child should be in grown adult chat. I don't understand. That's why I said, right. I looked at it right, and I'm like, who is this? And I went to his channel. I'm like, how you here? Somebody 9. These kids, like you said, supposed to be in the bed because it almost 9 here. I don't know where he from, but he said he had about 10 more minutes. Probably supposed to be in the bed. Oh, you thankful for me? Well, I'm thankful for you too, Kenneth. Oh, thank you. I'm thankful for all of y'all. I'm thankful for you too. Kenneth, you ready to eat that turkey? That's what I got, y'all, a turkey. I got to get my stuff together. But I had some turkey meatballs today. I got to put my video up. If I don't eat turkey, I'm eating chicken or fish and the veggies. That's what I'm on, and fruits and stuff. That's what I'm on right now. So, yep. I supposed to went to the doctor yesterday, but they changed it for Thursday. But anyway, yeah, that age anyway. But since he was being, kind of respectful, then, my channel, I try to keep it as positive as possible because, like I said, children do be coming over here. But if they come in here talking about some this and that, like the little boy told me to shut up that day, if he had got smart with you, Frank, when you said go to bed, if he had got smart with you when you said you go to bed, you need to go to bed, he would have been gone. But as long as he's sneaking in my chat. Oh, that boy is supposed to be on YouTube. But it is some children do have channels. That's why my granddaughter, she be on YouTube too. They watch me like, Grandma, you said I was gonna get one when I get 7 years old. I'm 7. I thought, oh baby. But I know there are children do have channels, but you still gotta have some parents there somewhere. I don't see no parents on his channel. He on there got some video with I thought somebody had beat the child up. He said, all that makeup. He would have not told you that in real life. What? Talking about how old he was? What? Yeah, I'm looking at what he. Hey, 6-Ball! How you doing? And congrats, you are a gifted member this month. I had wrote on your video and told you you are a Georgia Trooper this month. Someone gifted you. How you been doing? Yep, so you'll have a free month of you already been a Georgia Trooper, You already was an original Georgia Trooper, but you got a membership. This guy gifted 5 people that day. You, Tay Weezy. He gifted 4 people. You, Tay Weezy, Fuga Mama, and Terry. And then he joined too. No, when you said the child told you, oh, I know. Oh, he grown now. Like I said, the boy that told me that he a young man now. But they were just testimony too. I was just sharing some things about, I still might not be where I need to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be. And I was just talking about some things, how God will sit you down, how God will bring you out of a situation, whether you be ready whether you be ready to get out of a situation or not. Like when I was working and went through some of the things I went through with some of the people, I had to deal with their attitudes, but I was still trying to make sure they get the work, and they still would, being disrespectful to me, even though I didn't argue back with them. I just said, look, I told you I didn't want no more riders. And that is just as simple as that. I just didn't want to deal with it no more. But honey, them folks got so mad with me. And people do get mad when you tell them no. And it shouldn't have to be like that, but people will. They get mad with you. But one thing I said, appreciate people. Give people their flowers. Appreciate people while they're here. Appreciate people that are in your life. Because ain't none of us here promised to stay. How you been doing, Sibo? You been doing okay? How's the babies? You ready for your Thanksgiving dinner? You have anything you want to do you want to say what you're thankful for? Or are you thankful for have you been in a situation where you know that it was nobody but God that brought you through that situation? And you glad that you're not where you used to be? That's what I was basically talking about today. Sometimes God brings us through the worst time of our lives. And we probably like, you made it. That's why I be telling my husband, Pastor Stuff, we going to make it. You done ate. That's good. What you have for Thanksgiving? You got your list together? But I've been doing good. Like I said, compared to how I was 3 months ago. And y'all saw I was dealing with my feet. I had to start wrapping up my arms. And this cold weather. Like yesterday, I just went up to it. When I be feeling like I don't be up to coming live, I did do a stream like vibes. When I don't really be mentally and when I'm not feeling my best or whatever, I just don't come on. I just rest. And that's what I did yesterday. I really rested all day yesterday. I'm thankful for all the experience I learned from and made it through. I'm blessed. Amen. 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 That's what I said. I'm thankful for life, God, patience. I'm thankful that my family, I'm thankful for y'all, my YouTube family. I'm thankful that, even though the situations I was going through 8 years ago, I was hoping and praying that I was able to go back to work and just pick up where I left off. But like I said, it just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. The day I left that job, I left there in the ambulance. When I left my job, I left in the ambulance because I had them passed out. My surgery already was scheduled for the next week. I'm just trying, how you be working and you just trying to make sure you get another full check. And I knew mentally my body was going through stuff, but how sometimes when you're not feeling well. You still try to keep it going. You're still trying to make ends meet, what I'm saying. Yeah. The last time I left my job, I had worked on that job 11 years. And, I already knew about my thyroid. The doctor had already, because I had been going back and forward to work. I already got prepped for the surgery. But I was saying, I'm going to go on and work a few more days. This is going to be my last week. I had already signed my papers. But I couldn't even make the full week. I left there in the ambulance. They took me to the hospital near the job. My daughter was working in that area. My daughter came up there and they was telling me it was something with my thyroid. I already knew, but I didn't know it was cancer until they went in and did the surgery. You see what I'm saying? Hey, James, how you doing? And I just said, God just brought me out of it. He brought me out of it, and there was other plans for me. I got a little emotional today. You know, whenever I talk about things that I have been through, and I can say I know it with nobody but God, it'd be happy tears. Yep. Kenny, I'm not kidding, but James, how you doing? And what are you thankful for? Today is Testimony Tuesday, Thankful Tuesday, Terrific Tuesday, Transformation Tuesday. What are you thankful for? You know, a lot of us saying life, growth, patience. Yep. So my mind, I was thinking in my mind that I was going to go back to work. But after going through all of that, and my doctor said, you won't be able to stand down there and work no more. He told me I wasn't mentally, physically, I wasn't going to be able to go back to work. So 8 years later, I haven't worked in 8 years. But I didn't really too much. The job, I just was missing my paycheck. It was a few friends I missed down there, but a lot of them, I didn't miss them. So like I said, you go through stuff, you learn through what you go through hardship, you have those setbacks, bounce back. But God always have been in the midst of everything. Always have been in the midst of everything. Sometimes he'll, like I said, he'll sit you down whether you was ready. I didn't think that was going to happen, but it did. I hear a lot of people be telling me now, you too young to be going through what I go through, like with my the physical part of my body. You know, people see me walking or they see how I be in pain. They always say, you too young to go through that. I said, I'm finna be 57 years old. And, you know, it's not a age on health. You can go through stuff at any age. But I thank God for his grace and mercy. My feet, it got a little better, but once I walk a long way, they heal. It does still get flame. You know, different parts of my joints still flame. So I'm just sticking to what you eat. You eating the rice? Oh, I'm sticking to the plans that me and my doctor have said I'm gonna do. I'm gonna continue to get my treatments and stick with trying to stay on this path of avoiding foods with inflammation. But it's hard. I would not sit here and tell nobody it's easy. But the time that I had, the 3 months that I have been changing up on stuff, I can tell the difference. With the treatments and eating right, I have a little bit more energy. My blood pressure went down. My pain level is varies, but I have seen worse days. So I'm continuing to keep pushing forward. I thank God for his grace and mercy. And when I don't be up to doing something, I don't do it. And if I tell people now I can't do it, they have to take my word. You did? Oh, okay. Yep, I got some turkey meatballs. I had made that with some pasta. I got a little video. But, you know, I don't have it in here. It's probably now. How the kids doing, Six Balls? You didn't start Christmas shopping yet, but like I said, I might not be where I need to be. But I thank God I'm not where I used to be. Still a work in progress. So I just, try to keep myself encouraged, and I try to encourage others, because there are people going through some things that I go through. I have them in my comments. We try to encourage each other. But everybody is not the same. Everybody it's not the same. So whatever you're going through, but whatever point you at in your life, if you're doing something to better yourself, pat yourself on the back. Pat yourself on the back for your hard work and dedication and things that you're doing to better yourself. Cause nothing come easy. Nothing come easy. Mickey, you missed the little 9-year-old girl. Mickey, I had a little 9-year-old to come in here a while ago. Frank told that little boy, go to bed. I was like, what are you doing in my chat? I thought he was a little old man at first, right? I'm like, oh, Lord. Yeah. I thought he was a little old man, right? I done went to his profile picture. And I'm like, how old are you? He said, 9. Frank tickled me. Frank told that little boy, go get into bed. He said, I got 10 more minutes. He said, Lord have mercy. Mickey, he said he had 10 more minutes. It was like, what, 8:30 something? 8:40 something? He go to bed at 9 o'clock. I'm like, do your parents know you on? These children be on YouTube and social media. These folks don't, they thinking they be in the bed sleep. Cause Boosie did the same way. She the same way. Frank said they need to get them chill about these adult chat. I said, like maybe they're just sometimes people just don't be putting a real profile picture on there. You know how people do, right? I said maybe it's just a little picture or something. Maybe it's a picture of his grandchild or something. And I got to looking at the video. He over there got games and got makeup, like somebody done beat him up. I'm like, did somebody beat you up? That makeup. Lord Jesus. There'll be grown men with no wife, no kid, no like hiding behind the screen. But this was a little boy. He said he was 9 years old. I went to his video. And he sitting up there with all that little stuff around his face, like he had a black eye. I said, did somebody beat you up? He said, no. That was a little child because he was talking and spelling like a little child. But I know some people do that, those 6 ball. Frank told her, the children don't need to be an adult child. And I told him, I said, do your parents know you on YouTube? He was like, I'm like, I said, you don't need to be going to all these, because it's some channels these kids, like my channel, even though what I was talking about, he didn't come in being disrespectful. So that's why they never block him, because he came in, he spoke, he said he was new. But the first time he would have been disrespected, he would have been gone. No, I said, because just to think if your chat was cussing. Yeah, I know. And I know some of them be in chats like that. Because that's why I'm going to be one Booster to get on there. Because she going to tell me, Grandma, some of my friends and my teacher we be looking at your channel. I said, y'all do? Excuse me. My kids only watch shorts. They don't watch lives or video. Okay. But Booster know how to get to my channel though, y'all. And she be getting on, like children stuff. But she know how to get to my channel. I said, you told your teacher to give me a thumbs up? And your friends? And that's why, I try to keep my child as positive as I can. But, we're grown adults over here. Things does happen. But, I told that little boy, I'm over here talking to the boy like he my grandchild. As you did your homework tonight. You did your homework. So I'm like, yes. I said, are you making good grades in school? Yes. Child, these kids, these days, I ain't made none lately. I've been drinking I'm back on my tea now. Girl, that raw food diet almost killed me. See, bro. That raw food diet almost killed me. So I'm back on chicken, fish, and whole veggies and fruits and just avoiding food with inflammation. I gotta make me some more. I love my little shots too. I gotta get me some more. I was hoping I get some food stamps. I thought maybe they'll get everybody in the States. No. But I'm gonna make me some when I go after Thanksgiving. Still staying focused on stuff, but Thanksgiving coming up. So I'll just probably eat some greens and turkey, stuff like that. I ain't doing no pork and caffeine and whew, you gonna kill me, but I got some. I'm gonna make some potato pies and Kool-Aid pie. Jesus, woo! That probably gonna be my cheat day, Thanksgiving. I'm just gonna tell you. I go back to the doctor. I got an appointment this Thursday, and I got one before Thanksgiving. My doctor probably, they tell me I'm doing good, but I still, like I said, I deal with chronic stuff. I have my days. Lately, I've been doing okay. Yesterday I was real achy. The more the weather changed, the more my body go through stuff. But I'm doing okay. I guess, Mickey. I did get some crust the other day. I'm gonna let them kids do. I don't even want to be around that stuff. I really don't want to be around it, but I know they want one. I was gonna do a Kool-Aid pie, but I have enjoyed y'all. But that little boy just took the cake. When Frank came in and said that, I was all right, Frank. I was saying to myself, I hope that boy don't say shut up. Because I'll tell y'all about that little boy, how that little boy was telling me shut up. And I was the one taking him to his daycare every day. I tell you, I do not like a disrespectful child. And I can't stand it. Like when Boosie be getting her way, y'all know when she act up, I get muted, right? When she want to go off and say something crazy, I had to tell her quick now. You even 7 years old. You have to tell these kids, you got to stop them where they at, because if you don't, they're going to continue. They're going to feel like they can say what they want to say to you and stuff like that. Are you planning anything on your channel? Any announcements? What? Any announcements? You was waiting. All right. Good night. I do the cause you won the you got the #1 channel last year, did you see, Bo? At the end of the year, I be doing I recognize the people. Cause I went and looked at my night box today, and it showed me who been chatting in my chat. Frank's still #1 so far. It's Frank. Who I said the second person was? I gotta go back and look. Oh, Frank, Terry, Lion Pride, and I think Sears. Yeah. But I try to recognize those people, and I just try to, since I got members this year, I gotta figure out. One year I sent all my moderators something, my members. I gotta see what I'm gonna do this year. But yeah, you were waiting on him. Okay. Yeah, but these children will tell you that. Let's see, Thursday. I probably won't do it tomorrow. But Frank, did you see that about the where they jumped on this lady? She pregnant. They was bullying her children. And so she met the children. It was in Chicago. I'm gonna talk about it. I can't stand that bullying, y'all. Y'all know it irks me, especially when it comes down to kids. But these children jumped on a pregnant woman. I won't. Oh, somebody the boy. Oh, I know. So he was being nice. So that's why I just let him stay in the chat. Like I said, as long as people be respectful, I'll let them stay in the chat. But when they come in here and talking about calling me the N-word and telling me who I should praise and somebody, the lady what got jumped on? Uh-huh. You saw it? I'm gonna talk about it. I doubt I'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm see. I might talk about it Thursday. She was pregnant, and they said she dealt with sickle cell and said the kids were bullying her children, right? I did have the article. It's on TikTok. It went viral. And people been talking about, so you watched it, Frank. And like they said, like that, I said, ooh, risk. These old joints, y'all. These old joints. I guess it's time for me to rest my hands. But I seen a video. That's how I seen this. Another YouTuber had shared it, right? And I was saying, I bet Frank know about it. It's best to just transport your children. You have issues to and from. Yeah. So they was bullying the children. I guess she went to meet them and walk back with them. Oh, y'all all just hear what them kids was saying to her. They did not respect her as an adult. They was talking about her ankles was ashy. And it was, just made me mad. I know I won't be able to play the video, so I'm going to have to talk about it. But what was the father? I don't know, Frank. Did you see it on TikTok? But I saw it from another YouTuber. And I said, Frank probably ain't seen this. I said, that's why I went to your video to see had you shared it. But you said you hadn't seen it. But they said they hope they praying for them. They hope they be all right. It was a lot of look like elementary children were jumped on them. Yes, it's if you type in Chicago mom got jumped, her and her kids. Chicago, but how they got it? A pregnant Chicago mom got jumped. Her and her kids. It was a little girl, little boy. Her little girl, little boy. And those elementary kids were jumped on her, y'all. Them little rascals. Them little rascals. But like the man said on the video, I'm gonna get off here in about 6 more minutes. Like the man said, the video I watched another YouTuber, and he said it starts at home. It starts at home, the way you raise your kids. So those parents of those children, I would feel so shame. I would feel shame. You know why? Because it's obvious they don't listen to their parent. They always tell her, like Frank, and get back to what Frank was saying about how some elderly people, yeah, y'all know elderly people. Y'all know they'll get smart with you, or they'll say something back to you, but still, you still supposed to respect them. I don't care how much you want to curse them out. But Frank, what you say? Frank, what did you say? You said sometimes you'll, but I was brought up that way. I'm sorry. I was brought up that way to respect your elders, respect your parents, honor your mother and dad, respect your elders. That's the way I was brought up. And like I said, old ladies were riding with me. They was older than me. That's why I think I put up with them for so long, because they was older than me. And they didn't well, one of them tried to drive a law like it took her forever to get to the job. It was my heart. It was my heart what made me stuck with those women long as I did. But they got to the point where I couldn't do it no more. And I used to talk to God, like, God, I want to do the right thing. I want to make sure they do get to work, but I don't have to get treated that way. You can't say anything to other people's kids anymore. It's a lot of adults who think they can speak to others. Yeah, I know people, kids, and it's not like that anymore. And that's true. I know that. But from the video I see, it was just a lot of them right behind the mom and the two kids. It's just like they was waiting for, you know how some people be waiting to start something with you? Because they already were bullying her kids, right? I don't know if she said something back to him or whatever. I don't know. But the guy, that video I seen, he was one of them big YouTubers. And he didn't play the whole video, but he said it was on TikTok, right? So I went to TikTok and I looked at it myself. I mean, they was calling her they was calling her Shamar or something. They was calling her names, and she pregnant. And then another lady was saying the mama wasn't feeling good. She got sickle cell and stuff like that. It's just the age I am now. I would not let an other person curse me out. I would tell them out. Oh, that's what you had said. Oh, you will, Frank? I know they make you mad. They make you mad though. They will make you mad, but yep. But they disrespect that lady. I don't think she had said something to the kids. She met her kids to walk them from school, I think. I think she was walking them from school. My friend was talking about that, and I got my friend was talking about that, and I got off the phone because I was avoiding negative conversation, but I understand your point. Yeah, but you're right about you can't do that to other people's kids. You not now. And that what that man that man was saying on the video. He said, I don't know what these children made out of that were born after he said the children born in 2000. He don't know what kind of children we got. I'm like, Lord have mercy, Jesus. They said this century children now are terrible. So that man, I don't know the channel I was watching, but I said, I'm gonna see what this is about. Then I went up. That's what I went to your channel, Frank. I said, Frank probably shared it. And wow, but I'm gonna talk about them like it's about bullying. And one thing, I'm just gonna say that people might feel the way they feel. I don't think adults should get in children's mess, but they do. I remember one time my daughter was a young adult, younger. Well, no, she was in the 12th grade, and she was working at Subway. Like I said, before all this, before I changed, I would try you. Oh, before my life changed, I would be right down with you. My daughter was working at Subway, and some woman came in there. Yeah, she was a senior. And some woman came in there, said something to my daughter. Had got my daughter upset. And don't call Amy. Please don't call Amy. Woo! They talk about, please don't call her mom. But my daughter called me anyway. Because she was up there crying. I don't know what the woman, it was a grown woman saying something to my daughter. And my daughter was working, but the grown woman said something to her. And I'm like, you ain't going to be stepping to my daughter like that, Dad. I got up there, I'm supposed to be like, go away home. We already handled it. Don't come in here. Woo! Y'all, I'm gonna get out of here 3 hours. My back right hurt. Don't fall to call her mom. Please don't let her come up here. I came anyway. And I was finna go to her, y'all. Don't you be making my daughter cry. It was something my daughter was fixing a sandwich for her, and something she was saying. You know, as we, you know, I never, I done worked in foods, working with, not like Subway and then like that, but I have worked like in a restaurant. And y'all know sometimes, and we do this, we go in the line, tell people what you want, then they fix the food for you, and then you say you don't want it. Oh, I told you I didn't want that. I mean, she was, and right now, let me see. I don't think me and the lady speak now, because I don't finna get her. I don't finna get her about my baby. I don't play about my children. Even though the way I am now, I probably can't bust a move like I used to, but I make myself present. But back then, I had my good legs and everything. Back then, I roll with you. Yeah, that's about it. Please don't call her mom. Don't let that woman come up here. I came anyway. And they were telling me, everything already been taken care of. You can go on back home. I'm trying to make sure my child right. Ain't nobody got no reason to be in her face, making her cry. And, you know, she just only doing her job. You see what I'm saying? Because people working in these fast foods and as customers, people be acting like they don't know what they want. They'll stand up there. They'll tell you they want this. They'll have you to pull out a cheeseburger. They'll have you pull out a cheeseburger. And they say, no, I don't want that. I want the fish. Well, you just said you wanted a cheeseburger now. But one thing about working in fast foods and these stores, you got to have some good customer service. You got to be patient with these people. You really do, because y'all know how we get sometimes. And one thing I hate, going through the drive-thru. And that happened to me the other week. Going through the drive-thru, they be so busy on the orders or doing other stuff. I know good well I did not tell that girl I wanted this. But this what I have to start doing? Checking my bag. Check your bag before you leave. I didn't tell that woman I wanted this. I done got down the road and they done gave me something else. I'm like, what? So I gave it to my brother, because that was during the time I was doing the salads and all that. They couldn't give me what was that they gave me? But it had some meat in it. I couldn't eat it right now. I gave it to my brother. I said, Lord have mercy. That's why it's best to check your orders and stuff before you leave it. So, but honey, they were finna get the worst of me that day up that Subway. And the people that work there they know me. They were like, we ain't finna get her mama to come up here. But I came anyway. They had an already cool thing before I got there. They know I was finna. Ooh, child. Like I said, that's how I was. But, you know, violence. I ain't never been the type to want to just fight, but I have to defend myself. Walmart is a mess. Yep. They be talking too much. Especially, don't be paying attention. But anyway, y'all, I gotta get off here. Y'all see I'm sitting up. That bite. It's time to get up now. But I enjoyed y'all. But I hope that if you're listening from the bushes or you see the replay, hey, 2 peas in a pod. How you doing? And welcome. I know you new, but I have seen you on some comments and I have been on your channel. Welcome. I think it's your first time coming to my chat. Let's welcome 2 peas in a pod. You missed, I don't know. The lives, the notifications are not going through. How you been doing? Because I went over to your channel and I was checking out some things you be over there doing. If y'all have not connected with, I know this your first time. I know it. Welcome. I'm giving you your flowers over here. I believe in giving people their flowers. When you come into my chat for the first time, you go get your flowers. Because people deserve their flowers while they're here. Yep, I didn't talk long enough. My back cramping up. It's time for me to move. I'm hanging in there. I have my days, but God is good. How you been doing? God see you over there sharing some things about yourself. I would love to hear, you come back. You come back and, if you want, I do panels, and today is Testimony Tuesday. Testimony Tuesday, sometimes I would have people come up and share the testimonies and share things about the goodness of the Lord. And, I'm going to ask you one question. What are you thankful for today? What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for today? And my title was, I might not be where I need to be, but I thank God I'm not where I used to be. And that's from testimonies and things that I have been going on in my life. And I know I wouldn't be here if it weren't for God. For real? It be like that sometimes, because I haven't been seeing you lately. But I have seen you before. Y'all go check out Two Peas in a Pod. She do different things on her channel. She did something 17 hours ago. I'm looking at your channel now. Amen. I'm thankful for the many blessings of God. Y'all check her out. Let's see. She do different things on her channel. She talk about all the things regarding my chronic. Okay. She about like me. She shared things that she have been dealing with. She said she shared things regarding her chronic kidney disease and Tapasius gout. Is I'm saying that right? Okay. So I'm sure you got a testimony to tell, and you can come out one day and share it with us. Because I deal with chronic diseases. I deal with inflammation. I have pain. That's why you see some of the things that I be sharing. Because my doctor put me on this strict diet, be telling me about things that I shouldn't eat and should eat. I gotta avoid anything that give me inflammation. Because I be down on my feet, my back, my hands, all that be flame. Yep. But I would love to, to hear from you if you want to come out. I do stuff just about every day, but on Tuesdays, I do Testimony Tuesdays. I do Wellness Wednesdays and stuff like that. I'm all about trying to keep myself motivated along with others. I've been sharing some of the things I eat, and this stuff is not easy. Changing your lifestyle is not easy, but it'll be worth it in the end. But yeah, she said, on this channel, I talk about things regarding my chronic kidney disease. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Tapasius gout. I'm here to help anyone who have a question about these illnesses. Okay. Yes, ma'am. The things I'm going through, God said for me to share my. Ooh. And that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be. I was doing Testimony Tuesday every Tuesday, but I was going through a lot of my own health issues, and I'm still is, and I hadn't had like a panel talk in a while. Hopefully next week I can, if I don't have to be at the doctor's, because I have to go to get treatments and things and stuff like that. I am a cancer survivor also, and I have been through a lot, but I know it wasn't nobody but God that brought me through. And there's some things that I'm still working on, but I know as long as I keep God in my life, like I said, God is a provider. A lot of people don't believe that he is a provider. But I would love to hear from you, Tupac, Two Peas, and ooh, girl, you said a mouthful then. He's not. He's not. So if y'all want to connect with Two Peas in a Pod, type Troopers. If you type the word Troopers, your link pop up and people can connect with you. Yeah. I'm all about being positive over here, but one thing, like I said, I'm not where I can just let people come in and think they can, I don't play that disrespect. Before that, you'll be gone. So, yeah, I'm just looking at your recent videos. You did something 17 hours ago. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look at some more of your videos and then I can know more about you. But I know you had been dealing with something. I saw that when I first went to your channel. But I'm glad to see that you're doing okay, well to be expected. And if you can, yeah. And when you can sit back and talk about what you have been through and where you at today, that is a testimony. Like I tell anybody, I give God all the glory. A lot of people don't like to talk about the goodness of the Lord. Why not? He's the reason you woke up this morning. But anyway, I have been on here long enough. It's time for me to rest my back because I have chronic issues with my back. And I'd have been on here 3 hours. I'd have been on here 3 hours. Because when you get to talking and the conversation be good, long as respectful, I go with it. But you're welcome to come back, and I'm gonna go and comment on one of your videos again and make sure I have your bells on. And y'all make sure y'all connect with 2Ps. All right then. I'm looking at your videos. I see you have been going through a lot, but like I said, God ain't through with us. You have a testimony. All right then, y'all. I enjoyed everybody that came over. Tomorrow's Wellness Wednesday. Most likely I'll be live. I'll be sharing things about wellness and different things like that. But long as God continue to give me the strength, my channel runs. But when I can't, I'm always trying to take care of myself. And that's what we should all do, guys. Remember, take care of yourself, because if you're not well, you cannot help nobody else. And continue to keep God first. All right, sweetie. Good to see you. And you welcome back anytime. So I see you had been gone a while, because I see you got a video saying welcome back. So I'm coming and I'm gonna go back and watch it. But YouTube, something else by playing stuff. I'm gonna watch your replay. All right, y'all. Y'all continue to stay, this was my thing. Y'all continue to stay blessed, stay safe, stay encouraged, and always stay what? Prayed up. Thank y'all for joining. And I'll see y'all on the next go round. Bye-bye. Have a good night.